Hi, how's it going? My name is Toby, and this is Komi. So Komi means teach me in Yoruba. Yoruba is a native language in Nigeria, in the western part of Africa. So Komi means teach me, call me. And the whole point of this is to take you on a journey of culinary cuisine and just different things going on the hidden parts of the world and just showing you things you don't already know. And so today we're starting off with 325F Cuisine. This is a Malagasy here in Montreal. Room is on. So just join me and let's see how it goes. Nice to meet you.
Thank you.
So can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, so my name is Brian. So I'm the chef and the owner of the 325F Malagasy restaurant in Montreal. It's located in the Plateau Montreal in Montreal. So we opened 2 years ago. So it's me in the kitchen with my dad. Sometimes my mom comes to help for the service, and we also have a few employees to help us to serve the clients. So if I can describe a little bit the Malagasy cuisine,
Yeah.
so it's a mix between East African influence and Chinese and Indian influence, and um, we're mostly popular for this type of cuisine in Montreal.
So you said your cuisine is Malagasy influence. Could
Yeah.
you tell us a little bit about your background
Yes. So my background
in
in cooking. Okay.
from back home as
So
well?
I used to cook
Everything.
since I was 9 years old. My mom used to say that I was starting to do the rice at home since I was maybe 2 years old. But my earliest memories of cooking was when I used to go back from school, do chicken and rice for my family. So my dad used to taught me how to cook from an early age,
Yeah.
and my passion came from him and also from the TV shows that I was looking. So I was very into arts, design, cooking from an early age. So that helped me to create and to to build my restaurant when I was older. Yeah.
So what kind of cooking shows or what kind of TV shows would you say
So
inspired you?
I used to check Jimmy Oliver or Gordon Ramsay
Yeah, I like that
and
one.
Hell's Kitchen, and mostly the channel it was called Zest
Yeah.
on TV. Yeah. And also was checking YouTube videos of cooking tricks and skills.
Yeah.
So that was it. Yeah, thank you.
Hmm. So what would you say is like your earliest memory cooking, and who would you say is your biggest inspiration cooking from home?
Okay.
Because I know so your dad and your mom are both involved in your life.
Yeah.
Based on like teaching you.
So yeah. So my earliest memory from cooking was when I was 9 years old. So I used to go back from home to cook dinner for my family. So my dad was went back to school actually to study nursery. So I was the one cooking for the whole family,
Yeah.
and my mom didn't know how to cook too. So it was my dad showing me how to cook. But my mom also helped me to develop my relationship abilities. For example, to serve the clients and to talk to customers, talk to my how do you say talk to my distributors, for example, and so yeah, I think it's basically that. Yeah.
A little bit of both.
Yeah, a little bit of
Well,
both.
that's perfect. I wanted to even tell you on your website I saw a picture of you when you were 9 years old. I think you
Yeah.
were cooking something.
So I also have multiple pictures I'll show you later.
Okay.
And so I used to do Canadian food, but also Malagasy food. So chicken curry and coconut. I used to do cakes, donuts, and so my dad taught me how to cook most of them.
So at what point did you realize like it was going to be food that you're going to cook?
So I didn't know until I was actually 21 years old. So the idea came from someone in my family. So he was just looking for someone to do food for an event, and he knew that I was cooking from an early age. So he asked me, and the idea came from there. And I also used to cook in multiple hospitals. So since I was 14 years old, I used to cook in hospitals, and I developed my skill and abilities in cooking from that age.
So from what you said, you've tried a little bit of everything. Like
Yeah.
You've done the fusion. So why did you decide on Malagasy food? How did you decide
It's
on
mostly
going back home?
it's everything that I was most passionate about in cooking. So it's family comfort food. It's convenient for everyone. It's simple, and it's real, down to earth, authentic cuisine that I like, and it's in tune with my roots too. Yeah.
Brian, how would you describe Malagasy cuisine to someone that's never had the food before?
Yeah. So I'd say it's a mix between multiple influence.
Okay.
So from East Africa, Indian influence, Chinese influence too, and all the flavors mixed together. So there's a lot of garlic, ginger, onions, and I'd say our most Malagasy dish is the pork ravitoto.
Pork rice?
So we call it the raftut. So it's cassava leaves mixed with garlic, ginger, and onions, and pork belly, and a little bit of coconut milk. So it's a signature dish in the Malagasy culture.
You mentioned coconut. Like they use a lot of tropical ingredients in your
So there's
meals.
a lot of ingredient from the South Hemisphere. So a lot of coconut milk, banana leaves, bananas, a lot of a lot of
things. What would you say is one thing back home that you don't have here in Canada that you use maybe like every other day? If you're in Madagascar, what would be one thing you have access to there that you don't have here in Canada?
It's the I say it's the it's called the anamala leaves.
Anamala.
So it's a kind of herbs that we do that we used to do broth. So it's a little bit earthy and herbal flavor, I think.
Is it good for like cold, or it's just generally sweet?
We use it to do soup, and I'll show you a picture later of it, so you can.
So what would you say, apart from like your background and your roots to Madagascar, what would you say inspired you to like physically open a restaurant, like actually decide to do it?
So everything came natural for me. So in 2021, I used to cook at home. I was making dishes for family and friends, and from there I used to post in Facebook advertising, and the popularity started to grow each month, and I used to also do design and architecture studies at school, and the idea came from all of my passion and in all areas of interest that I was at that time, and I created this restaurant to how do you say, how to So I created this restaurant to mix all of my areas of interest in
For
one
your
place,
passions, yeah.
and
Yeah.
that's why we put so much effort and love in this place.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah.
You can tell like the ambience is very like it's special to you. You
Yeah.
can tell it has a lot to do with how you feel as well,
Mm.
and it represents you in a
Yeah.
very like grand way.
Yeah.
But what kind of challenges have you faced like when you started a restaurant? Because you're a young man, you know, it's not
Yeah.
easy starting a business for anybody. So how has it
So I
gone for you in
was
general?
already familiar with the cooking side of the business
Yeah.
and the design side, but everything from the how do you say comptabilité?
Yeah.
Accounting, accounting.
Like accounting, like the numbers,
So,
right?
yeah. So everything from accounting to deal with the clients, deal with the distributors. I figured out later. So I talked to a lot of people to help me with the side of the business, and so all you have to do is take one day at a time.
So yes, I asked you when you were starting up, did you have anybody in the restaurant industry mentor you, or pretty much show you the ropes and show you how things go?
No, so there was nobody in the restaurant business that I was contacting at the times, but I used to cook in like I said, in hospitals, in the kitchen of the hospitals. So I think my cooking abilities and managing the high volumes and the relationship with workers came from that.
Yeah.
But nobody in the restaurant business in Montreal really taught me the basics of the restaurant
Okay.
business in Montreal. Yeah.
Yeah, I appreciate the fact that it's like it's a learning process. It's a
Yeah.
learn as you go. So over time, like you're only just getting better from what you already know.
Yeah.
All right. And just one more thing to ask. So based on Malagasy cuisine, like for someone that's never tried it before, what kind of reviews do you usually get from like first timers? Like what do people usually say? What do they ask you about?
Yeah, so they say it's really simple and down to earth cuisine, but we feel every flavor of the food and the fresh ingredients too. And they really like the family atmosphere of the space, and they really say it feels like a home. So each person feel welcome and happy when they come here.
Because I have to give a major props to your florist.
Oh,
This is winter and we're in like minus something degrees,
Yeah.
and everywhere it looks like we're in summer or spring. So
Oh, yeah.
the ambiance is pretty beautiful.
Thank you.
Yeah, so I give your props to your florist. And before we go around and you show us a little bit of your
Yeah.
restaurant, your space, what's next for 3 to 5? What do you have planned for 3 to 5 in the coming years? And
Yeah, so we're still growing this restaurant, so we're trying to maximize the space and time of the restaurant, and also develop the menu. So we're trying to have more Malagasy recipes on the menu, and trying to grow the culture trying to grow the culture in the Montreal of the Malagasy people, and also of the country too. Yeah.
Okay, so how did I discover this restaurant? Okay, well, Brian is the owner, the chef, and he's my boss, my manager's son. So I got introduced first, I guess, to his restaurant when he opened. So that's how I got introduced to this restaurant. And my experience so far, it's really good. It's nice to discover another kind of cuisine, I guess. I feel like it's a mix of ouais, c'est la nourriture asiatique. I'm franglish right now, whatever. C'est la nourriture asiatique et africaine. So you get the Asian part, but also like banana plantain and like other stuff. And you get to see there's so many like food that is the same kind of everywhere in Africa, but it's just different ways to cook it. But it's kind of the same thing. So it's really nice to discover that we're all kind of all the same. We're all eating the same thing, just differently. So yeah.
Yeah, we live just around the corner, so that's why we're here. We've never come before, but it was incredible. We love it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Friday the 13th.
It was great. Yeah, it's so lovely here. All the staff is really amazing, and yeah,
Yeah.
it's really awesome.
Hidden gem for sure. Every time we walk by, we're like, oh my god, we got to come here. It seems very cozy. People love it. Yeah, the pork was delicious. Yeah.